Insulation, mother-in-law. What? I can't take it anymore. I'll insulate you no matter what anyone says. Rebecca? Rebecca, what's wrong? I can't believe they're just going to insulate us without warning. I want a full explanation. You think I don't remember? After everything you've done? I'm sorry, but I really don't remember. If it was really my fault, I would apologize. I just need you to calm down and talk to me. Mother-in-law, you've been in my house without my permission. What? There's no point in playing dumb. The leftover dishes I made for you have been reduced, and the beer that was supposed to be chilled for the evening has been drunk without my permission. I don't know when you made a duplicate key to my house. But this is proof you have been coming in without permission during the day when I'm at work. Well, I'm working during the day too. You're probably just a part-timer, right? No, I'm a full-time employee. But I'm sure someone has been in here during the day. It's usually mother-in-law who does this. That means they are just making a fuss without any proof. Even if the market is fixed, there may be cases where it is not. No need to make excuses. I will never give in to a wife-snoring mother-in-law. What do you mean by wife snoring? You know what? I've been rejected by you for my usual interactions with you. I'm not going to go out of my way to bully Rebecca when she refuses to interact with me on a regular basis. How's that? Well, I've already changed the locks on the house so you can't use the duplicate key that you made without my permission. Now, you'll never be able to get in anymore. I'm sorry for your loss. So I'm declaring my insulation. Goodbye forever. Mom, I'm sorry about Rebecca yesterday. She made some terrible accusations. Oh, Joey. Rebecca, what's going on? I mean, we've always been estranged and she's never been anything but a wife-beater. Yeah, I know. You're not, and I know you're not. But the thing about the leftovers running low and the chilled beer disappearing, that's actually happening. I'm almost certain that someone has been in the house. It wasn't me. I know. Mom's at work during the day in the department that specializes in inside work, right? Rebecca's made up her mind to ignore Mom's alibi entirely. There's no way she could be at her house during the day. If Joey knows what he's talking about, then forget it. We won't be seeing each other for a while anyway due to the physical distance. Oh, I see. That's right. I'm kind of flabbergasted right now, so I'll just have to think about the future when the time is right. Well, if that's okay with Mom. Hey, stepmom. I thought things were finally at peace after the insulation 3 months ago. You made a duplicate key without permission again. When did you? Rebecca! You haven't called me in 3 months and now you're saying crazy things again. What's so funny? I'm sure you're going to tell me again that you were at work during the day and you didn't come over to my house without permission. But it doesn't work that way. It was you, mother-in-law, who stole my ring, wasn't it? Why are you assuming? Because I have proof. Proof? I searched your house and I found your ring in the cabinet. From my house? Because I also took pictures to prove it. That's funny. What is? I'm saying I found proof, okay? Proof that you, mother-in-law, is a thief. And that's your reply? Isn't that more strange? Don't tell me you think you can get away with it now. Well, no matter what I say, mother-in-law's guilt is confirmed. I will report this to Joey, won't I? Joey, where are you now? Huh? I'm on a business trip today. Rebecca, she's acting crazy again. Are you okay? Rebecca? She says something about me stealing Rebecca's ring. She went up to my place without permission, searched my house, and that's where she found the ring or something like that. Huh? What the hell is that? I don't know what's going over there. Do you have any idea? Yeah. You have? Actually, I haven't told Rebecca where my mom is or what kind of work she's doing. Oh, why? Well, I tried to tell her, okay? But as soon as I brought up the subject of mom, she said, "You know, me and your mother-in-law broke up," and she got so angry that it got out of hand, so I couldn't tell her. I didn't know that. Can I keep this case? Yes, you can. That's what I was trying to tell you. Okay, give me a minute. Thanks for your time. Stepmother, you've been running around without me seeing you since then. I think it's time you gave up. Well, I'm not an ogre either. The ring is back in my possession, and I'm willing to forgive you under certain conditions. Rebecca, are you still talking like that? Because mother-in-law is a thief. And what are the conditions for forgiving a thief? You must surrender mother-in-law's house to me and Joey, and you and Joey must break off your parent-child relationship and move far away. No, I've been overseas for the past 3 months. What? I've been called in to do some technical training for the overseas branch of the company I work for, and I'm going to be posted to Australia for a couple of years. Huh? You're not in the US right now? No, I'm not. It's been 3 months since I got the assignment, and I've been so busy that I haven't been able to go back to the States once. And I've been living in that house by myself since 5 years ago when my husband passed away. Now it's been 3 months since I've lived away from home, and I'm wondering why you let me into the house. What did you want the other day on text? You thought I had stolen your ring, so you came into my house to look for it and found it. You want to explain what's going on, don't you? I've asked my aunt, who is a landlord, to take care of my house when I'm away. What? Landlord? That house is a rental? In other words, Rebecca thought she owned the house. Yes. I'm not home, but I'm still renting. I didn't want to give up my familiar home, and it's difficult to manage the furniture while I'm away. My aunt also offered me half the rent for the next 2 years until I returned. Oh, You and my aunt didn't know each other at all, did you? So can you explain to me how you were able to move in? Can you explain that to me? I borrowed a duplicate key from Joey. The duplicate key that you gave her was supposed to be in my aunt's possession by now for security reasons. I don't know. Did she make the duplicate key without my permission while I was in the US? Yes. I'll have to talk to my aunt and have her change the locks. Miss Stepmother? I'm leaving this with Joey. You can talk to him about it. Stepmother, please convince Joey to stay away from the divorce. I'll let bygones be bygones. What? That was Rebecca's own doing, wasn't it? What do you mean, let bygones be bygones? What? I don't understand the nerve of you asking me, Joey's mother, for help. I heard you were having an affair. You already know all that? Of course I know. I'm a party to this. Your affair started 6 months ago. It started with the fact that you liked and wanted my stylish-looking house. At first, I was going to wait patiently, thinking that it would be eventually belong to Joey, my eldest son. I started dreaming of making out with my fling in my favorite house. I wanted to get it as soon as possible, right? Because that house was the home of my dreams. So you were going to rob me of my home. For starters, I was going to go into Rebecca and Joey's house without permission. I'd make a fuss about them running out of leftover food and cold beer. I'd blame it on me, when in fact it was the affair partners who had brought them into the house to eat and drink. And they know that too? I was still in the US at that time. 3 months later, Operation Number 2. They made a fuss about your ring coming out of my house and framed me for the theft of the ring. I was going to tell you to give me the house instead of forgiving you, because at this point he didn't know that I was an overseas assignment and that I was renting. No way, I screwed up. That's how it goes, right? Well, the plan is so sloppy that I can't even look at it, right? You don't have to say that. Well, that's enough then. Oh, You're divorced from Joey, so you're a complete stranger to me. I'd like you to be grateful that we're still texting like this. How are you going to convince him to avoid divorce? I asked you, mother-in-law, to do it, so you have to do it. I don't remember undertaking this, and I am no longer your mother-in-law. Stepmother, don't contact me anymore. The son was aware of Rebecca's affair even before the false accusation of thievery. He suspected a connection to this disturbance, so he requested an investigation by a credit agency. And the results came out. Rebecca was completely black. I immediately filed for alimony for the affair and for my mother-in-law treating me like a thief, and the divorce was finalized. Rebecca seems to have returned to her parents' house, but they would not let her cross the threshold. She was hired as a living worker at a factory in the next town over. The factory manager, who was a womanizer, offered her money if she did what he said. In the end, his wife found out and she had to pay more compensation. She was fired from his job, and now that she was saddled with a large amount of debt, she quickly took a job working in the bubbles.
Hey, did you pack for the trip? Mom said to prepare it. She said don't forget anything. I'm so excited about the trip. I took a week off for this trip.
I'm sorry, I haven't been able to prepare.
You haven't done it yet? We're leaving tomorrow morning. You're home all day. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. It seems like Megan's sick. I went to the hospital, so I didn't have time. It was just a cold.
A cold? For God's sake. What's gonna happen if I get a cold? I won't be able to go on the trip.
It can't be helped. Kids suddenly get sick. And the weather had been weird as well.
It's because you're not taking care of her properly. How can you let your child become sick? Especially before the family trip. You gotta be kidding me.
Don't say that.
Can you do something about it by tomorrow? I know we have medicine at home.
She's only 3 months old. I can't just give her medicine. The doctor said I just have to keep her calm.
What the fuck? What are we gonna do about tomorrow?
It would be great if you could postpone the trip.
What?
Because I can't take Megan with us. She's burning up. It's impossible.
Fuck you. We can't postpone the trip. Mom has been so excited about it as well. We can't cancel for such a stupid reason.
How can you say it's a stupid reason?
You know what? You don't have to come. You can stay home with Megan. I'll just go with my parents. That's all good.
What?
I'm just gonna go with my parents. You can just stay home and care for Megan while doing the housework. You complain about the trip I planned.
How can you say that? Is the trip more important than Megan, who is sick?
Nobody said that. You're so troublesome. I don't care. I'm gonna stay at my parents' house. I'll pack up my parents' house too. I'm not gonna go home until you can regret what you've done.
Hey, wait up. Ricky. Beth, I heard what you said to Ricky. You couldn't pack for the trip. And you used your daughter as an excuse. Do better. Mother-in-law, Megan suddenly started burning up. I wasn't used to taking her to the hospital. Stop making excuses. How can you trouble your husband just because your child is sick? You have to get over it as a mom. How shitty are you? You make your child sick and you also interrupt your husband. You are a horrible mother and wife. I'm sorry. I don't know why Ricky married you. You can't even give birth to a boy. How can you say that? I wanted to go on this trip just with my family anyway. So it worked out fine. You can regret what you've done while you stay home. Goodbye. Ricky, come back. Please come back. Please.
Stop annoying me with the notifications. Do you know I'm driving right now?
Megan's fever is really high. It's insane. And I think I also caught her cold, so I have a really high fever as well. My body is not functioning. What should I do? Please come back now.
You bitch. You're being so selfish.
What do you mean?
You didn't pack for the trip, and now you lie to me to make me come home? How much do you want to ruin our trip? Stop being a bitch. I stopped the car for nothing.
What are you talking about? It's not a lie. I do have a fever.
Either way, I'm not going back. It's your job to take care of Megan anyways. Just because you're sick, you still have to take care of your child. I'm busy taking care of Mom here.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. If you had just apologized, I would have let you join the trip. Because Dad is going to join us later on, so I would have asked him to pick you up. Stop interrupting our trip. I'm going to block you until you know what you've done.
Wait, Ricky. Wait a minute.
Have you thought about your actions? Because of your annoyingness, this trip was horrible in the beginning. Mom kept complaining about you. She got better though after enjoying the hot spring and sightseeing. If you're going to apologize, I will forgive you. Mom says she's going to forgive you this time as well. Just stop being so stubborn and call me or give me a text. If you do that, I'll take you on our next trip as well. Do you know about Dad? He's not here. Are you listening to me? You text now, and that's all you can say? How can you say that to your sick wife and her child? What do you mean you're going to forgive? You are such an embarrassing man. How dare you talk to me like that? You haven't regretted your actions. Stop acting like a bitch. You're the one acting big. Beth doesn't have to do anything. Beth? Wait a minute. Aren't you Beth? Who are you? I'm your father. What? Dad? Why? Where is Beth? I'm using her phone right now. She is not in a state where she can talk to you. She can't talk to me right now? What do you mean? You ask me why? Do you know what you've done? What do you mean? She is hospitalized right now, so is Megan. She's at the hospital? 3 days ago, I got a call from the hospital. They said they took Beth and Megan to the hospital. According to the paramedics, Beth had a very high fever and passed out. And Megan also looks very sick. Luckily, they aren't gonna die. But they are going to stay at the hospital for a few days. No way. Tell me where the hospital is. I'm on my way. You can't see your wife and kid anymore. Don't ever see them. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I read your text. She was asking you for help. But you prioritize a trip and were so mean to her. Well, it's normal for a mother to look after their kid even though they're sick. You're busy taking care of your mom? What do you mean? Holy shit! You are Beth's husband and Megan's father. How can you prioritize a trip with your own mother when your family is sick? You are not a man. Why can't you take care of someone else's daughter? And the woman who gave birth to your kid? Who the fuck do you think you are? Well, because I thought she was just being stubborn because we got into a fight. Even if she really had a fever, I don't know what to do even if I'm there. I thought she would be okay because she's strong. What the fuck are you saying? You can leave your family because you don't know what to do? You can't even take them to the hospital? What do you mean she's strong? She just gave birth 3 months ago. She's not used to raising the child yet and doesn't feel herself yet. And she can't go back to her parents' house, but she's trying her best. You are the one that's supposed to support her. But you use your own mother as an excuse to not take care of your family? How dare you? You are such a horrible person. How can you say that she is not fit to be a mother? I am embarrassed by the both of you. Dad, I have noticed you and Linda were mean to her. I thought you guys didn't value her. I should have warned you earlier. Wait, Dad. I'm going home now. Please tell me where the hospital is. I'm not gonna tell you where it is. You're going to stress her out. I asked her parents to come over. They're taking care of her. I'm gonna head over. Let's enjoy our last trip as a family. Hey, it's been a while. I heard you were out of the hospital. Are you free now? I want to talk.
Isn't there something you have to tell me before?
Well, I am so sorry. Dad came afterwards and was pissed at us. I'm so sorry I didn't value both of you. I'm sorry for leaving you even though you said you had a fever. I'm sorry to have you guys hospitalized.
Okay, your dad was mad at you.
Yes. He said that since I'm married, I should value you and Megan the most. He said it was unbelievable I said such mean things. I agree and I regret it. He was also mad at Mom for saying all those things to you. She was crying because Dad said that he wants a divorce.
I see. And?
Well, I regret my actions. So can you give me another chance? I will never devalue you guys ever again. I will prioritize both of you forever. So please. You're at your parents' home now, right? I'm gonna go pick you up.
Hey, Ricky, let's get a divorce.
What? Wait. What do you mean? Why would you say that? Why would you want a divorce? I said I would never do those things again. Please trust me.
Hey, Ricky. Before any apology, I wanted you to ask how we were doing. If you have said any kind words to us, I thought I might give you a chance to reconcile.
What?
But you don't care about us. You just say that you regret your actions. You just want to feel good about getting my forgiveness. All you care about is yourself.
No, that's not it. I am worried about you. I was so worried.
But for the 3 days I was in the hospital, you didn't even come to visit. You didn't even text me.
I wanted to go to the hospital, but Dad didn't tell me. And I thought you wanted to rest while you were in the hospital, so I didn't text you.
If you really cared about us, you wouldn't have listened to your father. You would have begged him to tell you where we were. You were just waiting until we were out of the hospital. I wouldn't be able to do that if I were in your shoes. And you apologize over text. You don't even want to see me face to face. You don't even think it's better to call me. Stop making me feel like shit.
That's not true. I don't mean to do that. Stuff was going on with me as well. Let's talk about it.
Honestly, I don't think talking is going to do much good. I was trying to remember the past while I was in the hospital. You have been mean ever since we got married. You didn't care about me when I was pregnant or dealing with morning sickness. You were out drinking when my water broke. And you came to the hospital super drunk. You made me do all the housework and raising the kid. And you kept on bitching about me with your mom. This was just what made me want to divorce you. But I've been thinking that I can't stay married to you. Whatever you say, I'm not going to change my decision. It's useless.
Please don't say that. I'm sorry. I will apologize 1,000,000 times. I will help with Megan in the house. I will change.
It's impossible for you. You can't change for us. You still say that you're going to help us.
Wait a minute. I don't mean it. I will change.
I don't care. If you have anything to say, contact my lawyer. I left the divorce papers at home. Please sign it. Goodbye. After that, I blocked all of Ricky's contact information, and I sent him the contact information of my lawyer. Ricky came over to my house, but my parents and lawyer kicked him out. Due to that, I was able to rest very safely. I was able to get a divorce from him without hardly seeing him. I made him promise to pay me good alimony and child support. He has been complaining until the end and crying, but it was just annoying to me because I didn't love him anymore. After that, my ex-father-in-law also asked my ex-mother-in-law to get a divorce. They were about to go to court, but I told him the lawyer I used and they were able to get divorced. After that, my ex-mother-in-law doesn't go out anymore, and she's starting to get dementia, so Ricky is having a hard time. Now I'm back at my parents' house and they help me raise Megan. Sometimes my ex-father-in-law also comes by to see Megan and help out. They are also going to help me when I start working again. I have to do so much stuff until my maternity leave is over, but I'm going to try my best for Megan.